Far from the insinuation of Marcos Jr. kanina na sinabi niya na epekto ng fentanyl. Yeah. No, Marcos Jr. mali ka. He was in full possession of his intellect. Hindi nag-hallucinate si President Duterte. It's Marcos Jr. who's hallucinating. Probably the effect of what he's taking. Far from the insinuation of Marcos Jr. kanina na sinabi niya na epekto ng fentanyl. Yeah. No, Marcos Jr. mali ka. I was there in front. He was listening attentively. President Duterte, klaruhin natin mga kababayan, was in full possession of his faculties, his brain. He was not hallucinating. Walang epekto ng fentanyl at the time. Walang epekto ng fentanyl because kung anong sinabi ko, nakinig siya. Binalik ulit niya. Of course, hindi na niya sinabi ni Glenn Chong. Binalik ulit niya. So, ibig sabihin, nakinig siya. He was in full possession of his faculties. He was in full possession of his brain and intellect. Walang epekto ng fentanyl at the time, Mr. Marcos, when President Duterte directly accused you of being a drug addict.
Being a polvoronic. So, well, may vlog na nga ako kanina tungkol dyan. Well, in your perspective as a lawyer and a logical thinker, habang nagsasalita si Pangulong Duterte, para lang sa kaalaman ng ating mga nanonood, kasi they're trying to twist talaga at gamitin itong let's just call it fen-fentata nil-nil. Alam mo na. Na tayo dito. Fenta na lang. Oo, mga ganyan. Fenta na lang. So, habang pinapanood mo si Pangulong Duterte, paano mo siya i-assess as a logical thinker?
Actually, maganda yung kanyang I would give him so much credit for that. Di ba ang sabi niya, bahay ang konstitusyon. If you are under the influence of Pinta, and if you are actually hallucinating, you want to be able to think of, imagine, may detalye si President Duterte, mga kababayan, may salasin, may kwarto, di ba? May minention siya mga ganun eh.
May mga babae pa nga doon.
You cannot go into those.
Nakita daw yung mga babae, nakalimutan niya, pero joke-joke lang. Di ba? Okay.
Alam mo, nung nagsimula pa lang niyang sabihin yon, alam ko na kung anong ibig sabihin niya. Sabi ko, ito, sure. Magpapatawa to. But, yun. Those are indicators that President Duterte may be old, may be weak, but he is as sharp as he ever was. So, yung joke niya, tingnan mo yung joke niya, connected to reality. Di ba? Yung joke niya, yung pagpapatawa niya sa tao is connected to reality. And doon naman, yung mga babae naman doon, they were scantily clad, di ba? Yung clothes na, were scant. Yung paggiwag-giwag pa sila doon, tatawa nga kami doon sa babae. So, you see, he was in full possession of his intellect. Hindi nag-hallucinate si President Duterte. It's Marcos Jr. who's hallucinating. Probably the effect of what he's taking. Parang baliktad yata eh. Binaliktad nitong mga taong ito.
Oo, kasi tinanong nga siya ng mga reporters, for sure, napanood mo kung anong masasabi niya sa statement na siya ay, nasa narco list at siya ay polvoronic. You know that already. We know that. So, ano yung mo, Attorney Glenn, masasabi mo doon sa counter ni Marcos Jr., ni Bongnet, okay, ni Ngetbo. Ano sa tingin mo, bakit ganun yung kanyang sagot? Kasi sabi ko nga, madali naman, sabi nga ng mga tao dito, kung talagang gusto mong ma-clear, mag-live test ka at nang makita ng taong bayan na you are free from that substance, di ba? So, ano ang nakikita mo? Bakit ganun yung kanyang parang defense mechanism?
Okay. Tingnan natin si President Duterte. Kagabi, nung nagsasalita siya, sabi ko, yung illustration niya ng Constitution sa House is kind of brilliant. No?
Yes, true.
Bakit niyo sisirain yung bahay ng taong bayan na wala namang pahintulot? Diba? So, You see, actually, sa sarili ko, sabi ko, why I didn't ever think about that?
Yeah,
Ganun yung illustration,
Ang galing,
yung
no?
manifest, yung papapakita niya. So doon, sabi ko, this guy is really sharp. This guy is really smart. So, eto na. Yung construction niya is logical. Yung construction niya is logical. He is very sane. The answer of Marcos is more looks like laden with a sense of insanity. Okay, doon tayo sasagot ni Marcos. Okay,
Yeah.
look at kay President Duterte kagabi.
Kumpara natin.
It was
okay.
a categorical accusation. Categorical and ambiguous. Wala kang pagdadalawang isip na ang ibig niya sabihin, ito, siya. Kasi sinabi niya, we have a drug addict for a president. Now, who is occupying the office of the presidency? Si Marcos Jr. Now, drug addict is as clear as it can be. So, it's a categorical, walang pagdadalawang isip na akusasyon. Look at the answer of Marcos. The answer of Marcos at best is evasive, ambiguous, and fallacious. Evasive, ambiguous, fallacious. Hindi mo narinig kay Marcos na sinabi, I never took drugs in my life. That's a categorical denial. Diba?
Yeah.
Diba? Categorical accusation from the former president. Categorical accusation. We have a drug addict for a president. Ang sabi ni Marcos, fentanyl yan. Matagal na siyang umiinom ng fentanyl. 5 to 6 years according to his admission. So, may side effect yan. Ganito. Meron pa nga siyang isang phrase doon na pinipilit niya yung kanyang side effects eh.
Yes.
Meron portion nun, I just could not recall. Side effect yan eh. Parang pinilit niya na ito yung side effect.
Yes.
Parang nag-hallucination si President Duterte. Far from it. Parang yun ang pinapalabas na nag-hallucination si President Duterte. You see, mga kababayan, hindi categorical ang denial ni Marcos. Kasi kung categorical ka, sasabihin mo, I never took drugs in my entire lifetime. I am not a drug addict. That's a categorical answer. Ayaw niya doon.
Baka natakot siya
Ayaw
kasi
niya.
baka biglang mag-showing yung ano. Mag-showing.
Mga kababayan, you have a categorical accusation. You have an ambiguous, evasive, fallacious argument for an answer from Marcos Jr. Anong fallacy? What is meant by fallacy? Mga kababayan, fallacy, these are actually common errors in reasoning. Common na errors yan in reasoning, which undermines the logic of your argument. Mawawalang bisa yung argumento mo because nagka-error yung reasoning mo. Thank you, Ate Ken. The first thing that you notice is the fallacy of ad hominem. Ad hominem. It's an attack against the character of the person making the argument rather than attacking the argument itself. You see? Anong sagot ni Duterte, ni Marcos Jr., ni Ngitbo? Hindi niya inatake yung argumento ni President Duterte. Yung aligasyon ni President Duterte na categorical, hindi niya yung inatake. Ang inatake niya, yung karakter ni President Duterte, fentanyl yan. Nag-hallucination yan. That's ad hominem. Okay. The other one is hasty generalization. Wala kang basis, wala kang evidence or insufficient evidence mo. Doon tayo sa explanation mo kanina, Ate Claire. Wala naman siyang ebidensya that taking fentanyl as a medical, as a prescribed medical, drug induces or causes hallucination. Parang wala yan eh. Walang epektong ganun. Pero that's the effect of what he's saying. Pinipilit niya yon. Well, pinipilit mo, that's hasty generalization. Wala kang patunay, wala kang ebidensya.
I think isa sa mga side effects, SIDA, not the adverse effect, is the confusion. Pero wala naman tayong nakita kay Pangulong Duterte. Okay, going back.
Confusion?
Wala.
I think, Ate Claire, kung sasabihin mo confusion, it will apply only if the issue is complex. That you will get confused. Diba? If the issue is complex, si A nagbenta ng droga kay B, napunta kay C, napunta kay D, napunta kay Ngitbo. It becomes a complex issue. Diba?
Kaya nga, gusto nilang palabasin nga gan. Nicotine. Yeah, gusto nilang po palabasin.
Kaya nga, kaya pag-usapan natin to, para yung mga nakikinig po sa atin ngayon, nanonood, you will learn paano natin titirahin yung kanilang argumento.
Argument. Yeah, okay.
Pag sinabi, balik tayo doon sa confusion. The issue is simple. You are a drug addict. You are a drug user. Nasa listahan ka ng PDEA. O di ba? That's issue. Simple yung issue. Nasa listahan ka ng PDEA. Kung nasa listahan ka ng PDEA is about drugs, then illegal drugs. You are a drug addict. Hindi yan. Si E nagbenta kay B, si B nagbenta kay C, si C nagbenta kay D, napunta kay Ngitbo, ginamit ni Ngitbo. Oh, it's not a complex issue that could induce a confusion. And besides, sinabi na natin, and I am a witness to that, si President Duterte was in full possession of his faculties, of his intellect, at that time, when he made the statement. Oh, so, hindi pwedeng mangyari yun. Ang pangatlong fallacy, mga kaibigan, ito yun, mas complex ng konti. Post hoc, ergo propter hoc. Ito yung pangatlong fallacy.
Para mas maintindihan ng ating common palangga.
Mga kababayan, tatlong fallacy ito ha. Sinabi ko na, what is a fallacy? A fallacy is a common error. Error in reasoning that undermines the logic of one's arguments. So, ma-diminish yung value ng argumento mo dahil may error doon sa reasoning mo. So, una, ad hominem. Inatake mo yung karakter ni President Duterte, hindi yung kanyang argumento, hindi yung kanyang akusasyon. Iba nga ang pinasagot niyo PDEA ang pinasagot niyo, hindi ikaw Marcos. Pangalawa, yung hasty generalization, wala kang patunay that it actually induces hallucination or confusion to that point na, the issue is not complex, it's simple. So, hasty yung generalization, wala kang ebidensya, wala kang insufficient evidence mo, ginamit mo yun as an argument to confuse everybody. Hindi si President Duterte ang confused. Ikaw, Marcos Jr., intends to confuse everybody with your argument, fallacious arguments. Okay, malinaw na yan mga kababayan. Hindi si President Duterte ang confused. Yung nagkukuking, ang nagkukonfuse sa taong bayan. So, pangatlo, post hoc, ergo propter hoc. What ibig sabihin, before this, after this, therefore, because of this. Yun yung ibig sabihin sa Latin ng post hoc, ergo propter hoc. Because of after this, therefore, because of this. So, sabihin mo, example, uminom ako ng bote ng Coca-Cola. Uminom ako ng Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola talaga, incan. Pwede namang incan. Pero favorite ko yung nasa bote, masarap kasi yun yung classic. Okay, go.
Uminom ako ng Coca-Cola. Pagkatapos, ako'y nagkasakit. Kaya, yung Coca-Cola, ang rason na bakit ako nagkasakit. That's an example of ergo propter hoc. Uminom ako ng Coca-Cola. Tapos nagkasakit ako. So, after this, uminom ako ng Coca-Cola, nagkasakit ako. Therefore, ang Coca-Cola ang rason kung bakit ako nagkasakit. Therefore, after this, therefore, because of this, ito yung Coca-Cola. No, ang ibig niya sabihin, translated to the exchange of arguments, inaakusahan ako. Umiinom siya ng fentanyl for 6 years. Pagkatapos na inaakusahan ako na drug addict ako. Kaya ako inaakusahan na drug addict ako dahil nagpipentanyl siya. But it does not, yun. Okay, balikan ko para ma-explain natin post hoc, ergo propter hoc. Nag-iinom siya ng fentanyl ng 6 na taon. Pagkatapos na mag-inom ng fentanyl na 6 na taon, inaakusahan na ako na ako'y drug addict. Kaya ako inaakusahan ng drug addict dahil sa fentanyl na yan. Wrong. Because, pinag-usapan na natin, fentanyl does not cause hallucination. President Duterte was in full possession of his faculties at that time. So therefore, hindi tama yung reasoning niya. And therefore, because hindi tama yung reasoning niya, walang kwenta yung argumento ni Mr. Marcos. It's post hoc, ergo propter hoc. It's fallacious. Mali yan. So, tatlo yung nakikita ko. Ad hominem, hasty generalization, and then post hoc, ergo propter hoc. Pero meron pang isa dyan, mga kababayan. Hindi actually ito fallacy in argumentation and debate, but it's what you call negative butod. Negative pregnant. Ano yung sabihin niya? Negative pregnant. Ang negative pregnant, it's actually a denial of a part of an allegation.
Okay, ito yun. Okay, dito.
Negative pregnant ang English niya Translate lang natin ito, negative butod. Kasi si butod yata si butod yata ang may ideya niyan Wala naman akong maisip na ibang gumagawa ng ideya. Si butod. Si butod. Budlo. Oh.
Ah.
So, a negative pregnant consists of a denial of some part of an allegation, such that the denial is actually pregnant with the possibility that the entire allegation may actually be true.
Mhm.
Example, ha? Okay, a negative denial consists of a denial of a part of the allegation. So yung allegation, baga ito yung allegation, dininay mo yung part. But the denial is actually pregnant with the possibility that the entire allegation may actually be true. Example, example mga kababayan. Ate Claire, ninakaw mo yung aking wallet noong January 1, 2024.
Okay.
Ate Claire, ninakaw mo yung aking wallet noong January 1, 2024. Ito yung allegation. Ang sagot mo, hindi ako nagnakaw sa'yo noong January 1, 2024.
Noong.
So, you see,
Kasi
Ate Claire,
depende
ninakaw
talaga.
mo yung,
Yeah.
wait, Ate Claire, sige, balik natin. Ito, sige, dito na tayo. Okay, dito muna tayo sa nakaw-nakaw kasi malinaw yung 2024.
Yeah.
Ate Claire, ninakaw mo yung aking wallet noong January 1, 2024. Ang sagot mo, hindi ko ninakaw yung wallet. Wala akong ninakaw sa iyo noong January 1, 2024. Hindi ako nagnakaw noong January 1, 2024. So, kumbaga, dininay mo ang portion ng allegation. Hindi ka nagnakaw noong January 1, 2024. Pero, part of the denial is pregnant with the possibility na pwedeng totoo yung buong allegation. Pwede kang nagnakaw noong December 31, 2024 o January 2, 2024. Pwede kang nagnakaw ng ibang bagay na hindi wallet. O hindi January 1. Of course, totoo yun. Kaya nga sabi ko, the denial may be true as to some part. So true siya because hindi mo ninakaw noong January 1, 2024. Pero the denial is itself pregnant with the possibility na totoo yung entire allegation na nakaw ka ng wallet ko. Pero hindi January 1, 2024 kasi ninakaw mo December 31 o January 2. So ganon din yung allegation. Ganon din yung denial ni Mr. Marcos. Ang sabi ni President Duterte, we have a drug addict for a president. We have a drug addict for a president. O nasa narcolist ka. Ang sagot ni Marcos. Ipintanil yan. Pintanil yan. Epekto yan ng pintanil na matagal na niyang ininom. Kaya ako inaakusahan na drug addict. Now, it is entirely possible that the allegation is really true because fentanyl does not induce hallucination. O, di ba? Ang fentanyl hindi naman nakakapag-hallucinate. Ang ibig niya sabihin, hallucination yan. Confusion yan. But then the issue is very simple. It is not susceptible to make one, it does not make one be easily confused or be confused because it is not complex. So it is possible na totoo talaga na drug addict ka. Because yung denial mo is only a part of it, but the denial itself is pregnant with the possibility that the entire allegation is true.